Download the BCSN Plus app today. The Catholic School Spotlight is presented by Metzger's. Metzger's means more. Commercial printing, fulfillment, and mailing all in-house.
Welcome into the Catholic School Spotlight. I'm Kylie Brennan, and I'm joined by the one, the only Central Catholic boys basketball head coach, Mike Floyd. Coach, how are you doing today?
Great. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, I mean, you've been here a lot lately, so thanks for coming back. We always appreciate having you here.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun last time I was in here, and glad to be back.
So we've talked a lot about the results and the talent of your team, but let's take a peek behind the curtains. What are some things that are unique to this team that only the coaching staff would see day to day?
Yeah, I think our group's just a really together group. Obviously we've lost some pieces from last year, and I think they just really came together and they've really bought into what we're trying to do. And they're tighter this year, I think, than they were last year, which is a really good thing.
Pivoting a little, you took over as head coach in 2018. When you look back to that first season to where you are now, 7 seasons in, what are some of the lessons that you learned along the way, or how have you grown as a head coach?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really sat down and really thought about that, just because it's so hectic and chaotic kind of right now at this time of year. But I think as a first-time head coach, you kind of think you know it all, and you're eager to kind of put your stamp on things. So I probably listen to our guys a little bit more and kind of get their input and trust what they're seeing on the floor a little bit. I think I rely on my staff a lot more as well. Just being a college assistant and going to a high school head coach, as a D3 college assistant, you got to do everything. You're ordering the meals before the game, after the game. You're coordinating all the recruiting trips. You're doing a scouting report. You're making sure all the towels are on the bench, the board's out. So, I've learned probably just to not micromanage, to delegate a little bit better, and just lean on my staff a lot more and trust those guys.
Just talking a little bit more about what basketball means to you. It runs in your family. This might be lesser known, but your brother is a men's college basketball official. Just, was the dream always basketball or bust?
Honestly, I went to school for accounting. I think accounting was just so boring to me that I was like, you know what, I got to get back into basketball. So fortunately, John Lindsay at Ottawa Hills gave me an opportunity to get into coaching while I was still taking some accounting courses at the University of Toledo. And I was re-energized after going to an internship at an accounting firm when I went to practice. And I think that was just a sign to me that probably basketball is the way I want to go and get into coaching. It's just been part of my life, part of me for my entire life. So, yeah, I guess people would say it was kind of meant to be.
Beyond wins or losses, under your leadership, what values do you want to define Central Catholic basketball?
Yeah, 3 kind of core values that we talk about in our program is just trust, toughness, and being selfless. I think if you can do those 3 things at a high level, that you're going to have a successful team. But those are things that those guys can take for the rest of their lives. The world's a cruel place. Bad things are going to happen to you. You're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, but how do you handle that stuff? So mental toughness is a big deal for us. And we just try to instill it, just, hey, whatever happened last possession, it's done and it's over with. Whether it was good or bad, we got to move on. Played at Margaretta the other night, a prime example. We're up 10 pretty late in the game, and some things don't go our way. All right, are we going to collapse here? Are we going to get back together and finish this thing off? So, and then just being selfless, I think, to be a good husband or a good father down the road or whatever, or a good employee, they got to be selfless to an extent and give themselves to whatever organization or company they're with or whatever team.
The lessons transcend beyond the court, and I'm sure the young men in your program are just very lucky to learn from you.
It depends on the day, I guess.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by again.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.